Next, we'll talk about who's entitled to DIC benefits. A qualifying survivor, and that can be a spouse, can be a child, or it can be a dependent parent. And we'll dive a little more into that. For a parent to be considered a qualifying survivor, they have to have a parent relationship with the veteran. Can't be an in-law, can't be a grandparent. It needs to be a parent. And they have to show that they were financially dependent on the veteran. This comes down to their financial situation. So, you're going to have to present records that show that you were financially dependent on that veteran. And again, you're going to have to show what the veteran was contributing, and just know there are also income eligibility requirements. So if you can make too much money to qualify as a dependent parent. For a child to qualify, the child has to be a biological child or an adopted child or a stepchild of the veteran. And they still have to be a dependent as well. So that child has to be either under 18 to, I believe, 23 and in school, or a helpless child. And a helpless child is a legal determination. It's a child who became incapable of supporting themselves before they reach the age of 18. So that child would also count as a dependent. And finally, so you've got the dependent parents, you've got children, and then you also have the surviving spouse. And that's not as simple as it might seem immediately. There's requirements for that as well. So a surviving spouse can be someone who was married to a service member who died while serving. It can be someone who was married to a veteran for at least a year, or someone who married the veteran and had a child any time during the marriage. So even if the marriage was not a year, if they had a child with the veteran and they lived with the veteran until their death, they will make up the year. So in general, those are the rules. The spouse cannot have remarried, although, there's always exceptions to any rule. There's exceptions to that as well. If you were over the age of 57 when you remarried, then your benefits can continue. You can still receive DIC benefits at that point.